Yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. KD stay at Nas, the name in this vlog, because he going to talk to Josiah about what's going on. And at the end of the day, I think it is relevant to say that KD did a lot of good work with putting pieces on this team that made us a championship contending team. The only thing that he did not pick was the coach. The coach that he wanted was Tyrone Lue. Kyrie wanted Phil Handy. I don't want to regurgitate the same information. I'm just saying that to say with the anticipation of him having a sit down, you know, this is gonna be this is huge, and I like to say that you could see the say in a superstar and how you say a role player. A role player can't sit down with the owner of the team. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and I just think that for him to be able to do that is a good look. You know what I'm saying? It shows that the players do have power, and it's a good thing. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, role players aren't as significant as a head coach. All of the players that KD had to help us win. Let me go through some of them with Shamit, Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Mike James. I don't want to put James Harden on KD. I don't. And if it is, I think it's because he didn't have confidence in Nash. And my thing is, why not have confidence in Karras and Jarrett? You know, he never explained the James Harden trade. He just fixed it with the getting Ben Simmons. I was watching highlights with Lab last night, and Ben Simmons is nice. If he play anything like that with the Brooklyn Nets next season, we gonna be a good team. And one of the refreshing things out of all of this is the pressure off Ben Simmons about whether or not he's gonna play. He's getting good press. You see him in the gym, and not to say that it's going to be Ben Simmons' team, because I still believe if KD is going to be on the team, it's going to be his team if he wanted to be his team, and that's why we hit. But yeah, we'll see what happens. In all fairness, a contract is bonded between Josiah and KD, and KD wants to trade, and a lot of people can have opinions on it, but I still feel like it's because Nash is the head coach. And I said all that to say that a head coach is more important than the players. You know, you can have great players, but you still need a head coach. I think head coaching is synonymous with winning championships, good head coaching, you know. And let's talk about what's good head coaching. Let's take it there, right? A good head coach calls timeouts when necessary, right? And KD's um perspective, in my opinion, you're not supposed to burn out this player. You're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to let him get rest. And that's what role players. You can't play a guy coming off an injury, big minutes like that, and think that it's not gonna have wear and tear on them time postseason come. Maybe that's why I'm not making excuses. I'm just talking about the usage rate of it all. You got to think about the usage rate. You know, we lost every game that KD didn't play. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? And I always reiterate the same point, because if the loyalty is to Sean Marks, to Steve Nash, outside of friendship, productive wise as a coach, why does it make sense to have loyalty to Nash? Is what I'm saying. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out if Brian Keefe could be the coach because he was the assistant coach, and maybe KD is going to speak to Joe Tsai about making Brian Keefe the head coach. You understand? And Nash the assistant coach. I think that's a good. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's what he's going there to do. You know, but Brian Keefe had a lot to do with OKC and coming up with that. And I've been again saying this for the last few days because I want y'all to know that his initials is BK. And maybe a head coach with the initials BK makes sense for him to be the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. That's just me. Maybe I'm just, thinking like that. And realistically, his resume is impressive. He has an impressive resume when it comes to basketball. I checked out Brian Keefe because he's the assistant coach since last year, and it's all been this conversation around Nash. And I looked at I seen what Jacques Vaughn did, so I don't want him to be the head coach. I was vouching for him for years. Shout out to Barry in the building. You know, I was vouching for him for years, and you know, he I won't say he dropped the ball. He ain't had that many games, but I expected more from him. But I imagine if Jacques Vaughn and Brian Keefe is on the same coaching staff as Steve Nash, something can be worked out. It has that ever been done where a head coach step down, become the assistant coach, and let someone else be the head coach? You know, I think D'Antoni was supposed to be the kind of like the head coach. You know what I mean? With Nash, you know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to my guy, Unpopular Opinion. Yo, listen, man, I got an unpopular opinion about the coach, and we could get into it. I send you the link, man. I send you the link. You heard? If you ain't doing nothing, you could pull up. You heard? You know what I'm saying? I send you the link. Shout out to my guy Barry. You already know you welcome, but you be in the comments heavy. But you could pull up if you want to. But shout out to my guy Unpopular Opinion, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, subscribe to his page, you know what I mean? His page is dope. I'm a fan of his page. But yeah, man, I got an unpopular opinion. My unpopular opinion is making Brian Keefe, who is the assistant coach for the Brooklyn Nets, the head coach for the Brooklyn Nets. Make Nash the assistant coach or put him in the front office. Maybe he does work well with Sean Marks, but in the front office and not, you understand, as a head coach. And I'm saying Nash is a good fit for Brooklyn, but not as a head coach. Maybe as an assistant coach, maybe as a player development coach, maybe in the front office again. But nah. Shout out to Unpopular Opinion. He said he gonna pull up. That'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's how I look at it. I look at it like, as far as coaching and winning championships, is always synonymous with good coaching. Phil Jackson had Jordan, and Jordan did not want to play without Phil Jackson. Like, these championship teams, they got the same coach. They're not running through different coaches. And Sean Marks, you pick Ime Udoka. You pick Steve Nash over Kenny Atkinson and Ime Udoka. And you see the success of said coaches, and you see Nash, and again, productivity wise, of course, you and him are always going to be friends, and I want y'all to always be friends. But my thing is, as far as expectations, and and I want to shift the conversation to, again, GMs and the windows that they give themselves to win it all with a new ball club, or like the new team they on. You're a new GM, like, how much time do you give yourself to win it? It's 6 years past. Sean Marks became the GM in 2016. That jump that Harden trade changed everything. It changed the course of the ship. Named champion, it's a championship because Sean Marks is and will forever remember that the best player that he drafted before James Harden was Jarrett Allen. You got lucky with Cam Thomas. Yo, I will give you that, Sean Marks. You are a great drafter. The draft picks you get are great, but do not give them up. They not just trade assets. Do not use your trade assets for a superstar. We got KD and Kyrie off the offseason, so we didn't have to give no players up. And, we did the D-Lo thing, but that had to happen the way it did. I mean, come on. That was good. That was a good on your side, Sean Marks. That made you look, you know what I'm saying? You put you in a good light. You feel what I mean? You do good. We see the good you do. It's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog, and we see the good that you do. And I see you trying to fix what you know what I mean? And the question is, if the ultimatum from KD is I'll stay, if Steve Nash is not the head coach, what do you do as the owner? If you are Joe Tsai, if you like something, hit that like button, like, share, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe. If you ain't doing nothing else, subscribe. If you would give me a 5, subscribe. Like, if KD give Joe Tsai that ultimatum and pull up, like, yo, I want to stay. I got no problem with nobody, not even Nash. I just don't want him to be the head coach, make him the assistant coach just because of the productivity when I'm not on the floor. I'm going into my 34th year. He want to play me 40 minutes. That's not how we going to win games. How I'm going to be fresh for the playoffs if he playing me 40 minutes per game for 82 games? I'm going to get injured. Stop having me in a position where I got to overexert myself because I'm not getting enough help around me. And the help is good around me, but they not being coached right because everything is on me to win games. And if it's up to KD and they saying that he got a bad history with coaches, so what? That got to change, and it could change in Brooklyn. It could change in Brooklyn, man. Y'all be acting like things can't change. Like, we don't have an NBA championship, but we will. I was talking heavy the other day. I was like, yo, the Nets ABA team, if they played the Knicks NBA team, championship team for championship team, who will win? In both every season. The seasons we won and the seasons they won. Those championship teams. You know what I'm saying? But, that's a whole different conversation. I'll get into that more of that on Friday. Pull up 7 to 9 p.m., 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? You can call up. And again, man, we appreciate the support. You know what I mean? So, it's the off season. So, yeah, appreciate y'all. But, yeah, I got smoke for tea time. You know what I mean? Just because I'm reading this book. And I'm looking at it like, yo, how is it that they on it that way? But it is what it is. Like I said, man, as a Nets fan, it's straight smoke for them Knicks fans, man. We run the city, and they don't want to give us the credit for it. They tried to keep us out the city, and nah, we here now. You know what I'm saying? We here now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to Ken. Shout out to Ken. You know what I mean? Oh man, yo, Cam said, I just want to walk with y'all. I don't want to rhyme. I just need to talk to y'all. That's how I'm feeling right now when I'm vlogging. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to walk with y'all. How you feel about yo? How you feel about me, yo? I think I'm pretty hot when I vlog. Yo, man, shout out to Cam, man. Shout out to Cam. And shout out to Cam Thomas, man. I ain't say he was Manu Ginobili the other night. I said that he was what I say? I say his first year, his stats was better than Manu's. And his second year, Manu averaged 12.9 points. And I said Cam Thomas got averaged 12.9 points. Yeah, yo, I'm putting him in these conversations because respectfully, the great ones are in these conversations. It's not like it's Cam Thomas is honored to be in the conversation because the players that I'm mentioning are already great. And y'all making it seem like because I'm putting him in conversations where he with great players that I'm saying he great as them in their whole tenor. Y'all gotta start tripping, man. Listen, man, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog, and I'm saying Cam Thomas got averaged a good 15 to 20 points in his second season. I said that. And like I told T-Time this already, so again, just remember this. In the conversation of 1, 2, 3, 4, number 8, in the 27th draft pick is in the same conversation. The 27th draft pick is in the conversation with the first draft pick, the second draft pick, the third draft pick, and the fourth draft pick, and the 8th draft pick. He's the top 6. He's number 6 for 20-point plus games in as a rookie, right? And everybody's not so impressed. They're like, oh, he can score, but no, that's his game. And he take 2-pointers way better than he take 3-pointers. I don't want to see us try to develop him into a 3-point shooter because that's unless he's wide open. He can break the defense down and create. I've seen him have 7 assists in the summer league. I like to see more of that. If Cam Thomas could give us 15 points and 7 assists off the bench, wow. Is it possible? If you like something, hit that like button. Do you feel like Cam Thomas could give us 15 points and 7 assists off the bench? I like those numbers. I think Cam Thomas could get some type of numbers like that. I like that. DDJ, man. DDJ should come back on the team too. We got Seth Curry. We all know Patty Mills not playing point guard. He's a 2 guard. I think that we should keep Patty Mills at the 2 guard and play him limited minutes. Patty Mills don't need to play more than 15 minutes. Keep Patty Mills at 15 minutes. That's good. That's good. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we do that. Cam Thomas can get his minutes by keeping Patty Mills at 15 minutes. Seth Curry, he's another one. He could be injury prone. We don't want to play him too many minutes. You want to keep him at 20 to 25 minutes. I'm saying all this to say if Nash is the head coach, he could use this as, I'm saying, like far as minutes is concerned. You can't burn out your veterans. That's the number 1 rule for head coaching. Do not burn out your veterans. And if your if your rookies and your young squad, your young team, they're ready to run, ready to play, they shouldn't be on the team. As a matter of fact, when you assemble a team, you gotta, mix it with veterans and rookies, so you can slow that and you can control the pace of the game. With the veterans, you may, slow the game down. Yeah, yes, sir. No, what you need? You don't need 8 breakfast? What you want to eat? All right, well, go ahead. Get that. Yeah, pardon. Yeah, where was I? When assembling the team in just the minutes that the players get, as far as rookies and veterans, I think the rookies should get, I won't say a bulk of the minutes, but I think the veterans more times not going to be starters, right? And once they get the lead, then give them rest. Okay, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. What is a good coach? And let's not try to, how you say, run a champagne campaign against Nash, right? Like I said, it's not about being against him, about finding him the best job. We want him on the team. We just don't know if we want him as a head coach. I don't know if I want him as an assistant coach or in the front office. But I think both fits. I think both are good fits for Steve Nash. I like Brian Keefe more as a head coach because his resume and Nash productivity since he got here. And mainly I base it on the losing streak we got when Katie got injured. So maybe it's kind of jaded, but that's kind of where I'm getting my perspective on about Nash. But again, it goes for both. For far as good coaching, what I consider it, I feel it's playing The veterans get the lead, you put the rookies in, let them get minutes. This way you give the veterans rest and the rookies get the run and kind of have the pressure off them to score the ball. Right? They just out there playing ball, having fun. Because they're young guys, they still coming out of college and they serious, but maybe not as serious as the veterans, right? So, this is some of the stuff, intangibles that you would need from a coach to kind of like see it through the lens of a coach and see how they see things. That's what makes a head coach a head coach. He's thinking with his head and he's coaching. And the assistant coach is coaching the head. It's assisting the head coach. That means the assistant, he is there to assist. Like, yo, I'm here to assist. Like, what you talking about? Like, all right, let me hear that. All right, now let me assist what you talking about. And then Tony tried to do that. Maybe Ime. I'm not sure if he was a head coach or did he just take the job. It could have been Kenny Atkinson. Why not move Kenny Atkinson to he got us to the playoffs. Why not move him to assistant coach? I would have even took that. Look, he assistant coach didn't even want to leave the assistant coach. He could have been an assistant coach with us. Him and Steve Nash, good combination. Good combination. Again, what good coaches do. They call timeout to let veterans get rest and let the rookies get out there and get some minutes, right? A guy like Royce O'Neal, he got some experience. You want to give him a bulk of minutes. He could play defense. And Ben Simmons, if he out there doing some of the stuff that we know he could do, again, I seen the highlights last night. I was impressed. I want to see more of that. Listen, I want cohesiveness on both sides of the floor. And I think we get that with Ben Simmons at point guard. I don't like Ben Simmons at center at all. Nah. You don't want the biggest guy on the floor. Pause. You don't want the center leaning on, on him, putting pressure on his back. If he just kept coming off a back injury, it's enough for him to be going for him to be, in a defensive position, going horizontal. You know what I mean? Just going side to side. Right? I'd rather have him doing that, you know what I mean, than having every play and he got to jump and the guy leaning on his back. You know what I mean? It get physical in that paint. You know what I'm saying? We could avoid all that by making Ben Simmons the point guard on defense and offense. So Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Royce O'Neal, KD, Nick Claxton, starting five. Again, some of the things that, and keep it the starting five, Nash. That's another thing far as good coaching. Look at all the other coaches. Are they doing that? Are they just switching the lineup every other game? I mean, you did it. And who's to say that it would not work? And I'm asking, did it work? Do you feel like it worked? Yo,
what's good, bro?
Yo, shout out to my guy, Unpopular Opinion Sports. Man, I know this guy from public school, man. It's love, man.
Long time, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's love, man. I'm glad he pulled up. I'm glad he got a page. He talked football, basketball, all type of stuff. Introduce yourself, my guy.
What's good, man? Unpopular Opinion Sports. That's my YouTube page.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter, NYG22. That's my Twitter handle.
All right.
Like you said, man, just talking, really doing football right now. Football season is revving up, but I'm always a basketball at heart. We grew up playing ball. You know what it is. So yeah, man.
All facts, man. That's a dope logo, man. What's that?
That's actually the Pisces symbol. That's my symbol.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like two fish going in opposite directions. You know what I'm saying? Symbol of duality.
Yeah, nah, that's fire. That's fire. But well, let's keep it general because you're in the football right now. Let's just talk about good coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you pulled up, that's what I was discussing. And I feel like, in the veterans more times than not are the starters, and the rookies are, the reserves. They come off the bench or whatnot. And I
Yeah,
feel like, huh?
usually that's how it is though,
Yeah.
in basketball, especially because, unless you were like a high draft pick, you're usually gonna start off the bench. You're gonna have to work your way into the starting lineup. That's
Yeah.
just how it is in basketball. But to your point about coaching matters. Specifically just talking about the Nets, like I'm
No,
not a
no,
fan of
hold
Steve.
on. But let's keep it general, right? Real quick. In your opinion, how much percentage wise, to add to what you're saying,
Uh-huh.
how much percentage wise do you consider good coaching synonymous with winning championships?
Percentage wise,
Like how much
I'm
do you
gonna
need how much the percentage of a good coach, like, to win the championship? How many of those teams had a good coach? 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10,
I say 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
Yeah, I say
Okay.
70 because just just dealing like in basketball and football is too different. Because
Yeah.
in football, coaching matters a lot more because basically the diagrams of the plays and you putting the players in certain positions and it's more of a team sport. In basketball, I think if you got good players, can automatically trump coaching in basketball. That's my opinion. Good
I
players can trump good coaching. Now you can have good coaching and have subpar players and still get the job done. So
okay.
it kind of worked both ways. That's why I put it like at 70%,
Hmm.
because more often than not, I mean, just looking at teams that usually win, usually it's the superstar players that drive the team more or less than the coaches.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to extent, right? To extent I
Hmm.
agree is the vantage point far as tempo is concerned. If a
Hmm.
superstar, it's a different energy if a superstar yell at a ref than a head coach yell at a ref. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If a head
Yeah.
coach yell at a ref, I feel like it's more appropriate. Like, you defending your players. If a superstar, it looked like you being irrational. You know what I'm saying? And you need your head coach to be barking at these refs to put pressure on them to make the right call. And
That's
I
true.
think I think that's very important when what's not being looked at. If you just gonna throw a frown, the ref gonna say, I don't care what you got to say. If that's all you're gonna do is frown about it, Nash needs to
Hmm.
be more of an alpha coach and put his foot down, yell at some coaches, get a tech, get thrown out the game. Show them that
Yeah.
you the wrong one to cross. You make that bad call. Now I'm on your heels. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he has that. And for him to be a better coach, he has to do more of that, opposed to saying good job or do better when players
Hmm.
come to the sideline. What are you actually doing to help us win? And I think that connection needs to be made between Nash and the Nets. But did that connection is with some coaches and some players. And I'm only contrasting Nash to in the general sense to say that what is good coaching? What is he not doing and what is he doing? And the stuff that good coaches do, I don't really see him doing sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Right, right. I think also too, a good point another point to be brought up is that, and specifically in basketball too, I know coaching definitely matters when it comes to player development. So if you got, like you
Talk
said,
about it.
if you got these young guys coming in, and they're just coming out of college, or whatever, these guys are what, 19, 20 years old. They're you know what I'm saying, they still coming into their manhood. So it takes a good coach to get those guys to develop to where they can become better and they can get to that next level and they can
Right.
succeed at the next level at the NBA. Now if you got subpar coaching, then these draft picks, they're not going to matter much. because they're not going to develop to the point to where you can use them and start to, insert them in the lineup and start for them to start getting more minutes. Now I know
Right.
you. I've been hearing you speaking on the Nets. They got a couple of good young players. So what I want to see from Nash specifically is how are you going to develop these young guys to where they can contribute and help KD, Kyrie, Simmons, and whoever else is on the roster.
Yeah, nah. Oh, I agree, man. I'm glad you mentioned that. I feel like, he might have a better reach with the young guys than the veterans, and that's where he needs to focus on. Focus on the young guys because they respect you in a different light than the veterans. And the truth is, I want to see Nash be more aggressive because he never won a championship as a player. These are your peers, and they never
Yeah,
seen you win a championship. For you to be all cool, calm, and collective after losses, and you know what I mean. With the dance TikTok videos and all that. Yeah, do that, but do more on the basketball side to show us that you want to win now. They put you in the win now situation. You took this job knowing what it is, and we have a hard time seeing you grasp the reality of your situation. You seem like you're just in a cruise control situation, but really you're in the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? And the loyalty, you're only there because of Sean Marks. And I think that's why KD wants the reached over Sean Marks and wants to meet him with Joe Tsai. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Barry
mm-hmm.
pulling up. Yo, hold on. Two things real quick. Yo, Ken, this is Kev right here. You see Kev right here?
Yeah.
He always talking giant basketball. You and him, y'all should link up, do a live or something. Um,
Okay,
you know
I
what I'm
bet.
saying? Yeah, he's a Knicks fan. Otherwise, I got smoke for him. You know what I mean? It's Nets run the city. You know what I'm saying? That's how I go. Pull up to the podcast 7 to 9 p.m. at 8 o'clock. Call up, shout to tea time. Shit, we do
Yeah,
that.
dope show, man. Y'all got a dope show, man. Speaking on that, man. Yeah, I was listening to y'all the other day, man. Good
Yeah.
shit, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
nah, I appreciate you, man. Good look. I'm glad you pulled up, man. I mean, we ain't done, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? See you right
Yeah,
there.
no doubt.
You see him right there repping the Giants?
Yeah, man. Go Giants, man. Go G-men, man.
Yeah.
That's why I've been kind of like focused on a little bit more the season, but I'm definitely gonna get into the basketball once the season rolls around. Now, I'm interested to get your take on Ben Simmons because to me, Ben Simmons is kind of the part of this whole drama or whatever they got going on that's not being talked about. He didn't play at all last year. And
Right.
so I'm kind of curious to hear what's your thoughts on Ben Simmons? You think he fits on the team? You think they might be looking to move him, or kind of like give me your general thoughts on Simmons because I don't hear too many people talking about him.
I like thank you for that. I like Simmons for the simple fact that I'm getting to know Simmons. I ain't gonna lie, I looked at him as an opposition for a long time, and he did us
Mm-hmm.
bad. You know what I'm saying, when he's playing for Philly. So I was never a fan of Simmons because of it. You know what I mean? I never
Yeah,
looked into him like I like him at all up until I was watching the highlights and just seeing what he actually brings to basketball. And yo, I'm excited to see him play for the Brooklyn Nets. To be honest with you, I really feel like with him, with the young core and KD, like we could win a chip. Like on some for real, for real. All
mm-hmm.
I think we and again, just not getting into other stuff, but just what you said. If we keep him at point, right, and keep him in a situation where he going from side to side horizontally, and he's playing the perimeter opposed to playing the paint, playing defense on the paint, and having
Yeah,
centers lean on them play after play, while he's guarding them in the post. He'll have more longevity playing defense as a point guard and playing offense as a point guard with the Brooklyn Nets and going further because he had a back injury that kept him out of the season last season. So if we want the longevity and the best production out of the Ben Simmons, we keep him at point on offense and defense, and let him run the show. I seen his handle; he can handle the ball, and they saying you know what I mean. He in the gym now, so I'm excited to see him on the floor with KD, and again him being able to do the things that he do and have the intangibles on defense. It shows that where we lacked at, we would can make up for, and he is part of the reason why we did not call or keep Bruce Brown, because the
mm,
difference between Ben Simmons and Bruce Brown is that Ben Simmons can create his own shot and for others. When Bruce Brown get the ball, you know he's shooting a three, or you know he's in the paint doing a floater. He's not going to create for himself or others. That's why we did not keep Bruce Brown. So Ben Simmons is, you know, an X factor in a lot of situations going forward with the Brooklyn Nets, because a lot of the games is we couldn't play every game basket for basket with James Harden, KD, and Kyrie, because they got hurt when we needed a basket. So case in point is, if the energy of the team is to win games because other teams can't match us basket for basket, getting to your point, Ben Simmons changes that whole identity for us. Now we don't have to score with teams basket for basket because we got Ben Simmons. You know, we're gonna get easy baskets because he's gonna run the break, right? He's gonna run the transition, he's gonna run the fast break. He's going to and the better teams were the top teams in the NBA did that. They were the best at getting the easy buckets, getting the transition baskets. And I'm saying that to say Ben Simmons is known for that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, he is.
It's so many elements that he brings to the Brooklyn Nets, into you land the plane to see what you know what I mean, going to say. I'd say this: the fact that if he plays offense and defense as point guard, he makes us a better team. And the reason why I say that is because he'll be more effective there for the way the NBA is played, where the perimeter is more dangerous than the paint nowadays with i.e. Golden State, right? Yeah. So Ben Simmons, you know, he changes the identity of the Brooklyn Nets to a defensive team first, then offense. And it takes the pressure off of Kyrie and KD to score all the time. So, yeah, I like Ben Simmons.
Yeah, okay. So would you put you want to put Kyrie at the 2 and Simmons at the 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben Simmons at the 1. Yeah.
I think that could work, you know, but of course, you know, the whole thing with Ben Simmons is his shot. So do you think he has improved, or how do you think that they work around that? Because teams are going back. You're not going to let him get inside like that, you know, especially if he's not shooting the ball well. You know, you at least got to make a 15 to 20-foot jump shot, you know, as any guard in the league, you know, for that matter, any big man in the league. Why you know what I'm saying? Why you were saying, because the game now is being played more than perimeters. Now, like the 90s back, you know, where they was banging in the paint with, you know, Barkley and Ewing and all them cats. So right now, you know, you need guys that can shoot. You need shooters on the court. So how do you feel about that aspect of the Nets as far as their shooting is concerned? And how do you think Ben Simmons fits into all that?
I think he does well because we do have a lot of shooters. I'll name a few, right? You got Patty Mills. Everybody want to see the Australian connection. So a lot of times you're going to see Patty Mills, Ben Simmons, and Kyrie Irving on the floor at the same time. Respectfully, you got to respect Kyrie and Patty Mills as shooters. Look right. So far as lineups are concerned, they're going to surround him with shooters. So you got, and also he played basketball with Seth Curry already. So you expect to see that as well. Right. So those are three shooters you could expect to see around Ben Simmons without him even being a shooter. Right. So that's one thing that we did well, was surround Ben Simmons with shooter without him having a jump shot. So instead of him advancing his game to having a jump shot, we catered to what he already does. So we got Seth Curry, right? We got Seth Curry, Kyrie Irving, and Patty Mills. And in my opinion, we got Cam Thomas. He's a scorer. I wouldn't consider Cam Thomas a shooter. I would consider him a scorer. And we got Joe Harris. He's still on the roster, respectfully, right? I wouldn't call DDJ a shooter. I would call him a scorer. So I would say we got 3 shooters and 2 scorers. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 to 4 shooters and 2 scorers, and you got players like Royce O'Neal. They're known for defense, but they'll knock down an open 3 on the side. Stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? So you know, did I answer your question?
Yeah, nah, you did. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was wanting to see. You know, because
And
the
KD,
whole
like,
thing.
excuse me, KD is too. You know what I mean? So
Oh, of course, of course. You
yeah,
know, can't forget about KD,
you're right.
right?
Of course,
But
KD. Yeah,
okay, yeah. So, but with Simmons, particularly, like we haven't seen him play in a while, so
right.
that's why, like, I'm kind of excited to see how he does on the court. You know what I'm saying? Not having played for a while, and how he kind of meshes with, like you said, with a lot of these younger guys, these shooters, some of these guys coming off the bench, because that's kind of how I would use him. Like you were saying, surround him with enough shooters so that it takes the pressure off him to try
Yeah,
to be that shooter, that scorer, that alpha dog, as some people might call it.
right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
So this whole thing with KD, I think I heard that he was having a meeting.
Yeah,
I, my whole opinion on that was like, look, what are what are the Nets going to get for Kevin Durant? You know, and is it beneficial to trade somebody that you had to give up so many draft picks? Like, when do the Nets have their next draft pick? Because I was looking at something and I think like
like
they're
2028, something crazy.
yeah, crazy. So,
Yeah, but
and
now we
that
go.
goes back to
Yeah,
my point that I was saying earlier about the young players. You got to develop these guys because where's the talent coming from down the line? You have no picks.
right. But the truth
So,
is, yeah, no. And that being said, we got lucky because Cam Thomas, like I said, is he's in excuse me, he's listen, if they redrafted, there's no way he go 27th pick, bro. You know
oh
what I'm
yeah, no.
saying? He played over 60 games for the Brooklyn Nets. And
Hmm.
there's talent before him. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying, he was in the top six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, and was in front of him for 20-point games last season. So, but those are the picks that were in front of him for scoring 20 points or more X amount of games. He did that 10 times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Hmm.
saying that to say that, yeah, he a bucket. You know what I mean? And if we keep him and Dayron Sharp and Kessler Edwards and DDJ, that could be our new core four. We could work around them, and Nash could work with them and become a better coach working with them second year guys. I think he should put more energy into the second year guys than the veterans
I
because
agree.
they would listen to him more. You know what I'm saying? Because they're looking for that knowledge and wisdom and
Hmm.
respect what you do. Your peers, they look at you with respect, but you like their age and you're not a champion. You know what I mean? I want to
Yeah,
say this
yeah.
real quick. And I want to hear your spill on it. Brown, he's the one that started the Nets in the ABA, right? And
Hmm.
when he was a head coach, the first thing he did was sought after a coach. And the significance of that is all right here. I read it. One of Brown's first orders of business was to hire a head coach with name recognition in the New York metropolitan area and with an impressive enough resume that he would garner the trust and respect of his players and staff. Those are boxes that's supposed to be checked when you look for a head coach. And specifically, when you look at Nash, you ask yourself, I ask myself, do he check these boxes? Look, to hire a head coach with name recognition in New York. Does Nash have name recognition in New York? No. Mark
Nope.
Jackson has name recognition in New York. You understand?
Exactly.
A player that or somebody that's recognized. Shit, Spike Lee got, but I'm not saying Spike Lee. I'm just joking. I'm just saying that to say,
Right.
like somebody who got recognition in New York, and Nash didn't have that. So metropolitan area and with an impressive enough resume that he would garner the trust and respect of his players and staff. Nash does not have an impressive enough resume. This is my point. The
Hmm.
owner Browns, his first order of business that he started the ABA. He owned the team. I'll get into the history another time. But listen, this is what he did when he looked for a coach. And these boxes Nash doesn't check. And I think Sean Mark shouldn't be loyal to Nash because of this very reason. You know what I mean?
Right.
but shout to the. It's funny because the former Knicks standout and St. John stars Max Zaslavsky became the first head coach and general manager of the franchise. So the first head coach, no, yeah, the first head coach and general manager for the Nets used to be a Knick. That's funny. His
That's
name was.
funny. And
That's funny.
why you bullshitting? That could have been Mark Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it, man.
I don't know why. I do not know why this guy gets blackballed by the league and can't get another coaching job. I don't understand it. Dude did an excellent job with Golden State. Pretty much set that team up for Steve Kerr to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like you said, Mark Jackson is loved in New York City.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
And
yeah, talk
he
about it.
has a resume. You know what I'm saying? And he has a resume. And
Yeah,
he will garner the respect of the players.
that's a fact.
You know? And this is the problem with KD and Kyrie right now because Steve Nash does not garner their respect.
Right.
I don't think they respect Steve Nash. You
Right. And
know, and when your players don't respect you, there's going to be turmoil. They're not going to want to play for you. You
yeah.
know, and somebody brought this up in one of my Giants chats, but it can relate to this situation. When a player isn't motivated to play for a coach, those little nagging injuries and those little things that pop up to where they miss games or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they find ways to overcome those when you're motivated to play for your coach. For instance,
Morale.
if I got a little ankle sprain and I like my coach, I'm gonna take my ankle up and go out there and play. But if my coach is an ass, then I'm gonna be like, "Nah, you know what, man, my ankle's still hurting. I think I'm gonna sit out. I'm gonna reserve my body until I get somewhere to where I want to play, where I
Yeah.
want to go hard for my team." And I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of what you're seeing on the Nets. These got
Yeah.
like you brought up excellent points. You brought up. I shared it on my Twitter. They only played 44 games together.
Right.
44 games.
That's not a
How
lot.
can you judge? How can you judge a team off of 44 games in 3 years? That's
Word.
not even half. That's barely over a half a season of basketball
Right. No chemistry could be formed. No
at all.
cohesiveness. And I used to always say it's not 7-11. It's a lot of seven. Sometime it might be a 11 on a good day, maybe Tuesday when there's nothing else to do but play basketball in the NBA. I know he's a busy
Mm,
man. And at the end of the day, I never frowned upon him not taking the COVID shot. I respected it as a man, as a fan. I was like, ah. But as a man, I respect it. So, that being said, I
facts.
feel I feel like that contributes to some of the games that were missed between Kyrie and KD. But shit, let's get into it. When Kyrie wasn't there, 30 games passed. We were 21-9. Shout to KD. He was competing out of 30 games. And I remember every 10 games we were 7-3. And that's how we were 21-9. And then he got hurt. Case in point is it was KD's team. And even if Ben Simmons come to the team and Kyrie is healthy when they start the team, it's not Kyrie, Ben Simmons, and KD's team. It's KD's team until Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving prove us different. That's how I look
Mm-hmm.
at it. And I think that's some of what KD is going to say when he had that sit down with Joe Tsai. You feel me? Like, yo, we got to chat.
Yeah.
We got to talk
Mm-hmm.
about this. Like, this is what happened when I was healthy. Then we lost the chemistry and all of that. We went from first seed to eighth seed under Nash watch. Why does
Yeah.
Sean
That's
Marks? Why does Sean Marks have loyalty to him? We had to struggle for playoff contention because of under Nash watch. When I was there, we was in first seed. Joe Tsai. We need to talk. I mean, it's an unpopular opinion, but how popular is my opinion? I'm asking unpopular opinion. How popular is this opinion? Because it's not a fact. This is just my
yeah.
perspective on what the sit down is going to look like or sound like.
Nah, I get it. I'm feeling what you're saying because that's how. If I was KD, I'd be like, yo, we got to do something with Nash. I don't know what they're gonna do with Nash. I think you brought up a good point about what's his name? Brian Keefe.
Yeah.
Maybe that he could take over, but Nash is got to go. I don't feel like they're gonna make this work with Steve Nash. Like you said, he too soft. He
Mm-hmm.
don't have the coaching acumen or resume to
Right.
garner the respect of these. Why do you think Phil Jackson kept getting opportunities? Because
Right.
he had that resume. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? He garnered that respect for a superstar player, somebody that's going to the Hall of Fame, and you bringing in a coach that hasn't even won a championship, like you said,
Word.
has no respect. What is Steve Nash's system? What is he running?
Right.
Because what last year was it? Last year they had D'Antoni.
Word.
So what
No, no.
is he
Last
running?
year,
D'Antoni? Was it the
the-
year before last?
yeah, the first year
Wasn't he
Nash was the
the
head
first
coach.
year? That's right. Okay, the first year.
Yeah.
They had D'Antoni. So is he trying to run D'Antoni's system? Does he
Uh-huh.
have his own system? Like,
Right. Well,
you
what I
know,
will say is what changed from D'Antoni being there was the 3-pointers went down a lot. So his style may be attacking the basket more, but we need him to do more than just have players attack the basket because James Johnson attacked the hell out the basket. But I mean, why is he shooting that many shots? As a coach, you should know he's the least offensive player on the team, and he, should not be taking that many shots. Like I don't care if he is the toughest guy and is willing to do anything to win the game. Coach wise, you're supposed to say, "Yeah, I know you are, but maybe we should take it a
right.
different way." You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about different units of a team, I look at offensive units, defensive units, rebounding units. You know what I mean? You may need a
Yeah.
rebound, or you may need a 3-pointer, or you may need to attack the basket, like or whatever. Or like, because he did a lot of lineup changes, so I'm thinking he got to be knowing these units. When he's doing these lineup, how does he does it? How does he pick all of these different lineups from day to day? Like, how do you decide that this guy should not start, even though he had a good game last game? And I look at that on this stat, and I do this, so I know for a fact, right? The
Hmm.
first quarter, if we win the first quarter and the third quarter, the team that does that wins 60% of the games or more. I forget the exact percentile, but it was 60% or more. So my point is the starting lineup is that much more important. How you
Hmm.
start the game in the first half and the second half are vital to
Second half.
winning the game, right? So I'm
Hmm.
saying that to say the difference is 9 times out of 10 is the starting lineup always remains the same, like for a lot of games in a row. With Nash, it wasn't like that. Night after night, we had a different lineup. So we need to
I
be more
think what he's
consistent
saying,
with
not to cut you off, bro, but I think
it.
he's experimenting. He doesn't because he's a new coach, relatively new, to the game, and it seems to me like he's experimenting instead of having something like set in stone and saying, "All
Right.
right, this is how I'm gonna do it. This
Solid.
is gonna work." He's experimenting. Oh, let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try that. Let me try that because
But
he's
yeah,
not standing on nothing. He don't
you
have
get
no system. That's what I'm saying.
right. But that's what I'm saying. If it worked last game, why not just do it the next game? You don't have to
Hmm.
keep experimenting once you see it work. You don't have to keep trying. It's like you don't know what to do with your power as a coach. And I'm again, like I said, not to frown upon him. I'm just saying he was put in a situation with a team. Not every new head coach gets in charge of a team that's on a championship run. And I'm not sure that he should have been a head coach for a championship run team. And because that's what we are, and we're not going to change that. Like Sean Marks got us in full swing of things to be a championship team, win or loss. We just got swept in the first round, and next season we still supposed to be favorites. It's like we gave all our draft picks up to say we ain't going in rebuild mode. We're going to continue to compete to be a championship team, and we just made the playoffs. There's a lot of stake on what this season holds for the Brooklyn Nets and whether or not Sean Marks is a good GM or a bad GM. From as of now, people have it out that Steve Nash is a bad coach. That's almost undisputed. And I'm saying that to say that going forward, if the energy is a defensive one, and we do fix it by putting Brian Keefe as a head coach, I'm confident. But having Steve Nash as a head coach, I'm still unsure of the direction of the Brooklyn Nets, to keep it real.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. It seemed to me like going back to what I was saying earlier, it seemed to me like Nash would have been a better coach for the Nets, the previous Nets team, where we had all them young players,
Mm-hmm.
and we were still competing, but we needed a coach that could come in and help some of the younger guys develop. With, like you said, a championship ready team, you
Right.
need a championship ready coach to match the championship ready team. So, and
Yeah.
like we've been talking, obviously Nash is not it. So they screwed up on that one, But
Yeah.
how you gonna go back on it now? Who are you gonna
Yeah.
bring in that's
Brian Keefe.
going to garner? Do you think he's ready for that, bro?
I
Go ahead,
mean,
speak on Brian Keefe, because I don't know a whole lot about him.
well, he got an impressive resume for one. You know what I'm saying? He when they said they was going to start the Nets up. All right, so look, Keefe was selected by former Spurs assistant general manager Sam Presti and former Spurs assistant coach PJ Carlesimo. Everybody remember him, to join them in laying the groundwork for what would become the Oklahoma City Thunder. He joined the team as assistant coach on August 23rd, 2007, when the team was still the Seattle Supersonics. He became the performance lead for the team, with responsibility for the development of the team's young roster, including their draft picks Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. All three went on to become MVPs of the league. In 2010, Keith became the Thunder's defensive coordinator. Then I checked the stat for the 2010, and I think they were like 10th in defense that season. You see what I'm saying? So he could do a lot of good. He's done a lot of good, and he's there because of KD. You trying to tell me he ain't there because of KD?
Yeah, if he
He
came
part of
from
the
the
reason.
Thunder,
You know what I mean? You from the
make a
Thunder.
lot of sense.
He just got there last season. I think that's why KD go and talk to, you know what I'm saying, the head honcho, the
Hmm.
hefe. Now I mean, going up there to
That's a
talk to
that's a
him, like,
good point.
you know what I mean. So maybe I am reaching. Maybe I'm, that's what it is. But I'm big fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Net vlogs, rolling with my guy. Unpopular opinion. Maybe
And
this
that is
dude.
an unpopular opinion, Brian Keefe, because yeah, I have not heard that one before. But
Yeah,
you making good points, man. This is fire because yeah, if he was coaching with KD and OKC, then of course that's KD's guy.
yeah,
So get this guy out of here and give me my guy. You know what I'm saying? That could be what the meeting's about. We might
word,
hear news coming out that they firing Steve Nash in a couple of weeks. No, we don't know, but that's a damn good point, man. You know what I'm saying?
word,
See, that's what I do. I do logic. These guys can go there and spit stats and do, all these video breakdowns or whatever. I use logic. So
right,
I'm gonna resonate with somebody using logic. You using mad logic right now because in KD's mind, something got to change. What's gonna
right,
change? They're not gonna trade Kyrie. They're not gonna get rid of Ben Simmons. You can't. You don't have the resources to bring in another superstar. So the
yeah.
only real change you can make is with the coach.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm saying that's why they gonna, talk about it further, maybe over tea and croissants. Maybe over, you know
Good.
what I mean? Like, but they gonna have a powwow. You know what I'm saying? And
Or he might say something like, "Yo, can you try it? Yo, see if you could work with this guy for like the first 15 games of the season. If we not doing well, I'll get him out of here."
yeah, yeah, but I think ultimately Nash done enough, and start going into the season with Brian Keefe as the head coach and KD staying was shock the whole NBA world. Like, but
Yeah.
and my thing is, I'm telling you, I want my credit. I'll give us our respect, man. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, man. Most importantly,
Big
subscribe, right?
facts.
Listen, man, if me and unpopular opinion is right about this, tell everybody and their mama, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to our page, because we know
Big
what we
facts.
talking about, you know what I'm saying? So, it's love, man. Shout to Unpopular Opinion. I wish I could do this all day. That's why I want y'all to subscribe. But that being
Real
said,
shit. We gonna get up though, bro.
yeah,
For
man.
sure, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
be firing up some lives on my channel. Um, I'm trying to get like kind of like a set day, set time to where I could go live because I be
mm,
working. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually working now. You know what I'm saying? But I pulled up like, yo, my dude live, man. I gotta tap in. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah. No,
saying? Because it'd
I
be
mean,
hard for me to catch you live. I think if you going live like one
but
o'clock in the morning, man, my ass be
yeah.
not.
Yeah. Nah, I'll be knowing, man. That's why I did it just now, because I'm like, yo, it's hard. That's a tall ask to, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, actually expect people to pull up at that hour. So I wanted to, rightfully
Mm-hmm.
so, pull up now. I'm glad you pulled up, man. And as you know, I do have an unpopular opinion. And before we close, I want to say what it is again, man. So I'm gonna clip it and post it on Twitter with you. To you.
Got you.
My unpopular opinion is that KD is going up to speak to the Hefe, the head honcho, to talk about the head coach and who it should be. And you know, I think that person is BK. His initials is BK. I want to call him BK. I think KD is
BK,
gonna.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you did there. Yeah, BK. All
Yeah.
right, all
I
right.
I think KD want BK to be the BK end coach, man. Facts. I think that's what it is. I think KD
Facts.
want Brian Keefe to be the Brooklyn Nets head coach, and we gonna see what happens, man. We gonna see what happens. Shout out to unpopular opinion. This was fun. Hopefully we could do this again. Um, yeah. Remember, holla at Kev. He definitely trying to do some giant lives with you. Um,
Got you. Tell
shout
him to
out to
sub to me. He got a page. I'll go sub to
yeah,
him.
yeah. He do.
Okay.
Shout to Barry. That's like the hood Woj. Know what I'm saying? He be knowing about all the trades. He a KD fan, but he been saying KD gonna get traded this whole time, but who knows, man? Maybe he right, man. Shout to him. But yeah, man, we here, man, and we appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Enjoy the day. It's nice, man. Peace to everybody. It's good speaking to people. I say this, man, in closing, man. It's good speaking to people that you seen as a kid before mustache and beds, man. So shout out to you,
Right.
shout out to A Rails. You already know what I'm saying. Shout out to all y'all, man. It's love, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get Rails on one of these podcasts. You know he a Knicks fan though, but
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm
I
saying.
love
I've
it,
been
man.
I've been
Tell him,
trying to I've been
yeah.
trying to cross him over, man, but he ain't coming off that Knicks
Tell him to
bandwagon, yo.
tell him to call a podcast on Friday, man. You know,
I bet.
word. All right, so yeah, man, that's 7 to 9 p.m. Knicks versus Nets. We run the city, the podcast. Me and Tea Time. You could catch him on Knicks and Ish and etc. But yeah, man, it's unpopular opinion. Big fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. Thank y'all for tuning in. We see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.